Hi, hello, is this Kai?
Hi, yes it is.
Hey Kai, this is Tommy Bryson. How are you?
I'm doing good and you?
I'm doing
I'm
good. Just
sorry, I didn't expect you to call like around that time,
yeah, I
but
understand.
you know.
I just want to let you know though before we get started, this call is gonna be recorded and potentially uploaded. Okay?
Okay.
All right. How can I help?
Um so I'm a college student,
Okay.
uh and I just wanted to know like how I just wanted to like discuss how can I be in like a better place financially,
Okay.
and like hustle wise, business wise. Because I feel like I have like a lot of plans, and like all the tools and like information to get me to where I want to go, but I just have like I feel like I have issues with putting everything in motion.
Okay.
So, like right now, I have a lot of side hustles, or like side hustles that I'm interested in, but like it's not really making any money right now.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm just trying to get all that figured out. But just like a little bit of background, I'm in college right now, and
Mhm.
I've been thinking about minoring in like marketing or business. But like at the same time, I'm not trying to like overstay the 4 years and create debt for myself because right
Mhm.
now I have a scholarship, and so I pretty much like I'm going to college for free right now, which is really good.
Okay.
So um yeah, and then my major is Black Studies. So right now I feel
What's
like
your major?
Black Studies.
What? Black Studies,
Yeah.
as in African American Studies.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. So and I chose that major just because like I felt like it was an easy major to just kind of like get college over with, and I'm actually am like interested in learning about Black studies and like our history and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So that's why I chose the major. But now I'm kind of like getting like, if whenever I do get out of college, it's like if I was to get a try to get a job, like it wouldn't be that easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely know what you mean. So,
Um,
let me review here, right, Kai? How old are you?
okay. I'm 20.
All right, so my name is Kai. I'm 20 years old. I'm in college. I have a lot of side hustles, and I chose a major in Black Studies just to kind of get college over with. And now I'm thinking about minoring in business, but I'm not really sure because I'm going to school for free now, and I don't want to like mess that up and maybe like stay over 4 years. And I'm not really sure like if I'm actually making progress. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the first thing, right? So let's start at the beginning, okay? College is a place you go to not for the sake of getting something over with or to make your parents happy or to have like some certificate or piece of paper. It's an investment. And whenever you're making an investment into something, we want our investments to have results. If I told you, Kai, I got this investment for you, if you give me $10,000, I'm going to give you nothing. You're going to say, are you stupid? That's not an investment. It makes me no money. There's no results there. Same thing with college. So if you're going to college in Black Studies, which I don't know what job you're going to get with that degree, if I'm being honest, it's the first thing I thought about,
Right.
then the whole point is then it's probably going to be a bad investment. So the sake of going to college is the thing I practice is, well, if I'm going to go to college, I want to make a list of the top 10 degrees and careers that are in demand right now that I like, that have a lot of great prospects for jobs, a lot of job openings, and also are going to pay me a good amount of money. And I'm also going to make, and I also enjoy it, right? I'm actually good at it. So I probably would not go with Black Studies, but then again, I'm ignorant to the jobs you can possibly get. But even you're saying that's going to be hard to actually find a job in it. I would go towards
I
something
mean,
that's
I
actually.
wouldn't even say sorry. I wouldn't even say that. It's just like I myself probably don't even know like what type of jobs are out there. So
Yeah, so I mean,
yeah.
imagine this, right? Imagine you going somewhere for 4 years and not knowing where you're gonna end up. It's ridiculous. So
Mhm.
what you want to do is, if I were you, if I'm Kai, I'm 20 years old and I'm confused, I'm gonna sit down for like at least 2 to 4 hours and I'm gonna write down exactly what I want to do with my life, right? So take a look at this Black Studies thing and see if it's a good investment, right? And if you can switch majors over to something that's actually better, whether it's accounting or finance or whatever you're actually interested in, that there's a job market for nursing, whatever it is, right? Something that the jobs exist, and when you graduate, you're gonna get a job and you're actually going to be able to make some money, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Mhm.
That's what I would do. And the technique I use is called the rule of 10. So you write down your top 10 careers. You find out all the information on those careers, how much money they make, the growth rate of them, the job openings, what the day to day is actually like. You do like a whole research paper on each of those 10 careers. Make sure each of them have these three factors: that you like them, you're good at them in some way or in some aspect, or willing to get good at them, and lastly, that they make you a good amount of money. That's how you make an investment when it comes to a career in college. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's the first thing I would do. Now, as far as side hustles, right? What are you currently doing right now?
Right now I'm trying to like build up my YouTube. Aside from that, I want to like start selling courses, but and like ebooks and stuff like that. But the thing with that is like I feel like I don't have like enough experience for people to like buy into what I'm like trying to sell. You know what I mean?
What are you trying to sell?
Um, I just have like different courses like about credit, how to start a clothing business, YouTube,
Do you have a
stuff
clothing
like that.
business?
Like just random. No, not at the moment. I was working on it, and then I
Mm-hmm.
just kind of like fell off with it.
Okay.
But yeah, I
You
have
ever heard the
like
story? You ever heard the quote that says, "If you chase two rabbits, you catch none"?
no.
Well, you just heard it. And what it means is, yeah, what it means is if you do too much, you're gonna basically like spread yourself too thin, and you're probably not gonna be successful in anything. Um, it's okay to build up on things. So, for example, the way I would think about college for you is think about it about a sure thing, right? You remind me a lot of myself when I was in college. I did accounting, which is a very good career. For the sake of when I graduate, I can get a job while I figure out YouTube in the meantime. But I wanted to have some income in some way to actually live a good life while I'm working on YouTube, right? Because YouTube and entrepreneurship is one of those things that it can work out, but it can take a very long time to work out. Does that make sense?
Right. Mhm.
So my advice would be, right? So focus on one thing, and you don't need to have the most experience. You don't need to be as good as I am. You just need to be better than the average person that's going to be searching up the information. So if you want to focus, for example, on YouTube, make a schedule, because you know college is going to be your seed capital. Once you graduate,
Yeah.
you might not make it in the next 4 years. It took me 11 years to do something with YouTube, right? So that's a factor. Or you might make it by tomorrow with a viral video. Who knows? But the point is, who knows? So the idea is, if you're going to be going to college, focus on your studies on a great major. So when you graduate, you make some money, and that's excellent. And you actually enjoy and you like it. So that way you're not miserable. But then on the other side, if you're there and you have a side hustle, take that extra time that you have. Most likely, do you have a job right now, or just like the
No,
yeah? So get a job.
not right now.
Get a job, right? So you got the college, you got a job, and then use your extra time to basically work on a side hustle, right? When you don't have enough problems in life, you just kind of like circle around a lot, get some problems. So that means you got a job, you're making some extra money. You probably don't like the job, so it gives you a lot of ideas and a lot of motivation to keep following through what you want to do. And then you're in college pursuing a great career, and then on the side, you're building, for example, a small business. Now, this means if you want to do things about credit, a YouTube channel about credit, start with just one video, whether it's one a week or two a week or three a week, and then just keep learning and learning and learning. If you can talk to one of your friends and give them some new information that they did not know, you're ready, because you know more than the average person, and that's all it takes. Does that make sense?
Yeah. But with my YouTube channel, it's like I don't really have a niche yet. Um, so right now I'm just trying to like put out whatever content I can. So just kind of like random stuff or just like everyday stuff you see on YouTube. You know what I
Uh,
mean? It's not really like a niche right now.
okay, and let me ask you a question, right? So you have this YouTube channel, it's no niche attached to it, and what have been your results?
Uh, I mean, I still get like support, like I still get views and stuff, but it's like happening slow.
What are the results? Like, how many views are you getting?
Uh, right now I have like some videos are getting like 100, and some
Okay.
have like below,
How
and
many
then I have
subs?
like
How many subs do you have?
uh 153.
Okay. How long have you been doing that for?
Uh, about a year, but I wasn't consistent with it. Now I'm like really trying to be more consistent, like drop videos every Friday.
How many vids do you have?
How many what?
How many
Oh,
videos do you have
videos?
uploaded?
9.
Yeah, so you were definitely not consistent. So this is what I would say, all right? Think about YouTube as, for example, kind of like TV. When you were a kid, did you used to watch Cartoon Network or Disney Channel?
No, I didn't have
You,
that.
wow, you had no childhood. That's fine. But you know what they are? They are, right?
Yeah.
All right. So imagine you're going to Disney Channel or, for example, Cartoon Network, and then all of a sudden you click on the channel and you see CNN there or Fox News or whatever it is. You're gonna be pissed off because you're like, I'm here for cartoons. I'm here for comedy and fun and all the little reality shows, right? Same thing with YouTube.
Mhm.
Like when I'm subscribing to your channel, like your channel is a channel, like legit, it's a channel. So when I go there, I'm expecting some type of content. If you are going to be doing finance content, which entails, for example, building credit, how to save money, how to budget, how to go to college for free, how to be a college student but also make some money. This is you. This is your life, basically. These are little topics around your life. So if you're making that content and I'm subscribing to you because I'm interested in those things, and all of a sudden you drop a video about, hey guys, my dog is 3 years old today. No one cares. Or hey guys, the sun
Right.
is flat now. No one cares. So if you want to do like the blogging stuff, and by the way, I'm telling you this in a very harsh manner because I did the exact same thing that you did, and it did not work out, and I was very stubborn, and I wish someone would have told me this. That's why I'm telling to you that's this way. So this is what I would have done, right? If you want to do blogs, if you want to do finance, if you want to be doing dancing or whatever it is, make 3 separate channels for each of those niches. And you'll find out very quickly it's very hard to maintain 3 channels. So the idea is,
Right.
again, same example, 2 rabbits, you're chasing both of them, you're not going to catch neither. So focus in on lock in on one of them. And same example goes back, okay? If you're going to be doing like in the finance niche, in that finance area, write down your top 10 favorite channels and see what they do, when they post, how often they post, what is their content about, what are the most popular videos that they actually get, what are the questions people are having, right? So you have to become like kind of like a scientist with this stuff and get very good and get very focused. So now, I'm Kai, I'm 20 years old. I potentially switch my major, something that's actually gonna get me some money. I have a little part-time job to earn me some extra money to maybe get me the laptop I need to start editing my videos or to potentially hire an editor. And then, for example, I have one YouTube channel where I'm locked in and focused and I'm reading every single day about it and I'm learning everything about it and I'm making videos every single week on it. Now, there are 52 weeks in the year. By the end of the year, guess what, Tommy? I uploaded 100 videos. So I actually did at least like almost like 2 videos a week. That's awesome. There you have enough data to kind of say this is working or it's not working. And if it's not working, then adjustments need to be made. But you don't stop the college thing because that's going to be your seed capital. Because once you graduate, you can have you live with your parents?
Yeah, but I'll be back and forth on like campus to home.
Yeah, so you don't want to do that once you're like 24 years old and you have to live with your parents. It'd rather be an option, right? So just make sure you don't waste these 4 years in college with a major that you're not even sure you're gonna get a job with. Does that make sense? And don't be afraid of the time you actually spent on it already. It's better to turn around when you've been going the wrong way for a very long time. It makes no sense to continue the path.
Right.
You're super young. Okay, Kai?
Yeah.
Okay, any more questions?
With the whole niche thing, I just feel like I have a lot of like I'm having a hard time like trying to narrow down what I really want to do.
Okay. I mean, do you just try something and just
Because I feel
go
like
ahead.
everybody that watches it wants me to do like more vlogging type stuff
Who are they?
instead of like I mean just people that watch me like my
Who?
friends and everything like that.
Your friends like you and they're gonna make you feel good about yourself and they're interested in your life. But a stranger does not care about your life. That's the truth. I don't care about
Right.
your life because I don't know you. That's the truth. I did vlogs like for a whole year, almost every single day with no results because no one cares about my life because I did not have a social media presence. If I created, for example, maybe a blog now, with having, for example, a channel that has a lot of subscribers, people might be interested because they're like, okay, Tommy, I follow you here. I want to get maybe like a more personal touch and I'm interested now, right? But that content usually does not work out when you're not known on the internet. However, you have people like David Dobrik or people that like I think it's Fusi too. People that, but again, they had personalities before all that stuff. You know, like they were actually big before that. If you know what it is. But if you want to do that, you have to understand that just grabbing a camera and talking about your day is not going to be enough because it has to be entertaining. There has to be something about it has to be clickable. And not just by your friends, but by a massive amount of people. Because then again, though, right? If you want to do YouTube for your friends and yourself, then you do whatever you want to do. But if you want to do YouTube for the sake of making this thing a business, then you got to operate from a business point of view and give the customer what they want. It's not about what you want or how you feel. It's about what the customer wants. And it's about, for example, using what they want and making it also a part of what you want. So I want to help people with their finances. So I talk about money, and people also happen to be interested in those things. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If I wanted to do vlogs, I would basically, I just can't wait. Hey guys, I woke up. Hey guys, I want to sleep, and I went to the grocery store. That's not interesting. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So just try. I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm being harsh, guys, because I can literally see a reflection of me in you, and I was very stubborn when I was like at that age. And I'm 24. I'm like 4 years older than you. It's not even that big of a difference. But I wish someone would have told it to me how it is. So my advice would be, you try this out for a year, and in a year you made 9 videos, and you're telling me off of this 9 videos worth of data that your friends love the vlogs, so you're gonna want to continue the vlogs. It doesn't sound like a logical
Well,
thing
it's
to
not
be.
even like vlogs. It's just like more typical stuff you see every day on YouTube, like uh hair videos. They like try to suggest to me talking
Then
videos,
yeah, I
like
mean
stuff like that.
if you do hair videos, then do hair videos on a hair channel. It's just you gotta separate things, and then you have to know whether you're going for your friends or you're going for like a larger audience, right? So my goal with you would just be like experiments, right? So you try this for a year, you have 9 videos, and you have 153 subscribers to show for it, and 100 views on average per video. Those are your results, right? So if you try something else and you say, well, I'm gonna try finance for a year, and I'm gonna try to post once a week or twice a week. After the year is over, look at your results, and not just that. Do you read books or no?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That's where most of my money is going right now, to like reading books and stuff
How,
like
how,
that.
how, how do you get money?
Um, I mean, I used to work. It's just like at this moment I'm not working because like COVID, and I had to come back home. But yeah, sometimes I work, or like I just get money from school and stuff like that, and I save.
Okay. Well, I'll get a job. But I would read
Yeah.
books about YouTube too. You know, buy some books about YouTube. The things that you don't know that you just want to Google and stuff like that. There's someone that made a book about it already that has all that information congested in there. So don't be afraid to spend like $15 on a book about YouTube to teach you about SEO optimization, to teach you about audience, teach you about how to make an interesting video. Like all those things matter. If you want to make it a career, you want to get very good at it. And people that are YouTubers, they're very good at it. They're very systematic. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Any more questions?
Uh, yeah, I guess like with credit and like investing, um, when it comes to credit, what do you think would be the best option for me starting out as a college student? Because
But
I've wanted to build my credit, but I've been kind of hesitant because I know I don't really have a consistent income.
I mean, why do you want to build credit for?
So I get an apartment.
Interesting. That is true. All right. So the way, so that's a fair statement, right? It makes things a lot easier. But if you show me pay stubs of $60,000 and you show me, for example, that you have no debts and stuff like that, I'll still rent you an apartment. It just makes the conversation a lot more easier when you don't have to explain why you don't have a credit score. And when you're buying a house, the same logic goes into play. You don't need a credit score to buy a house because let's take a look at your personal financial health. That's called, for example, manual underwriting. So you don't really need credit, but the conversation is a lot
Mm.
more easier when you do have credit. Now, the thing I do when it comes to building credit, I would excuse me, I would get, for example, a Discover secured credit card or a Capital One secured credit card. I would go with the Discover one first.
Okay.
I would go with I would go with the Capital One secured credit card first because that one's a lot more easier to actually get. A secured credit card is a credit card that the credit line is based on the money that you actually gave them. So they have no reason not to give you the credit card because it's with your money basically. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's the idea. It's a lot easier to actually get, and then the whole thing would be like, do you have Netflix? Do you have a phone bill? Do you have iTunes? Like,
Yeah.
what do you, okay, yeah. So you put one small bill on the credit card and you set it to pay itself in full every single month automatically, and you forget about the credit card. And you're gonna build credit in the next 6 to 12 months like that, without actually taking the risks of falling into debt. Once your credit score does go up fairly up, just basically go ahead and switch out from the secure credit card version to the normal Capital One, and from the secure credit card Discover to the normal Discover, and then just repeat the same thing. Put a small bill on it, pay it in full every single month automatically, and forget about it. You'll build credit. So when you get an apartment, you have, and by the way, you can have an 800 credit score, but if you have no income, they're not gonna lend you. They're not gonna give you the apartment. So your income is gonna be the most important thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Also another question, sorry. When it comes to like debit cards, I kind of wanted to like stop using my debit card so much and to save money that way and like save money on hand instead of like having it on a card. So that way I will be
Why?
like less tempted to spend. I feel
Um,
like it's just easier for me to save money that way.
um, if your money has a goal and you create a system, that shouldn't be a problem. So what that means is, like, the way I used to organize my money was I put it in 5 envelopes, right? You had, for example, emergency money, you had debt repayment money, you had expenses money, which is basically like your core expenses, the necessities. You had fun money, and then you had charity. I think those are five. And then I would just basically organize it like that. So whenever I got paid, I just put those into those envelopes, and I basically just gave those jobs to my money. And today, you can do that, for example, with the Capital One 360 savings accounts and also the SoFi money account, which is the one I use. You can have all those different accounts in one account, so that way your money is separate. But my thing would be, what you're saying is, Tommy, I'd rather not have cookies in my house because I might eat them, right? And it makes sense. But with finances, having a debit card is very convenient. But if you have, for example, a debit card that's meant for spending and the money that's in there is meant for spending, there will not be any guilt associated with it. But if you only have one debit card with all your money in it and it's all mixed together, then there will be guilt attached to it because that money is not supposed to be for that. So I would basically just separate the money accordingly. Does that make sense? So that way you can still use
Yeah.
a debit card, but you're still doing what you're supposed to be doing. Okay?
Okay.
And one thing I do want to say though, right? As far as investing, your only priority right now is to just graduate debt free and save up for emergencies and stuff like that. You don't really need to invest anything right now. Save up for your apartment costs and all that extra stuff. And when you do switch majors, I'm not sure what's gonna happen with your scholarship, but you gotta be prepared to potentially take some money out of pocket. So that means job. And your only priority, is gonna be to graduate debt free because that way you're not gonna have any debt looming over you when you graduate, and the ROI is much higher because if you invest $30,000 into a career over 4 years and you graduate, you make $60,000. That's 100% return right there. You double your money.
Okay.
Okay. You got any
Yeah.
more
Thank
questions?
you. No, I'm good. I'm good.
All right, Kai. And by the way, Kai, these calls, they're not a one-time thing. So if you do want to call me back, within a week or two, and you're saying, Tommy, I did this, I did that, I have this question, you can feel free to do so, and calls will still be free. Okay? Welcome to the long-term team.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Peace out, Kai.
All right, bye.
Bye. All right, guys. So that right there was Ashley Kai. And, sometimes I call a little late, and that's fine. So if you do call me back, I will call you back. But it just sounds like, Tommy, I don't really know what I'm doing, and that's fine. But when you don't know what you're doing, you kind of got to lock in and focus and experiment. And I'm not telling you, oh, do this concretely or just do this right now. It's more like just choose something to focus on and lock on. That way you can rock on. I just couldn't help me saying that, it just sounds so cool. But yeah, that's basically it. You gotta try different things and experiments, but at some point you gotta lock into something. You tried the whole thing for a year where you did this, you did that, and it did not work out. So now it's time to kind of like settle down and pick something and lock in. That's the idea, and experiment with it. But guys, that's it. If you want to get me on a call for next time, the link is down below. All calls are free. On top, also like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you're notified. And also, if you want to DM me on Instagram, my Instagram is @TommyBryson. Up here I have more content, and over here I have my face. Click it and subscribe. Peace out. Long-term team is out.